Our teaching strategy at Faith Kids is that we tell stories, we engage the whole child, we apply and play, we care, and we hash and rehash again. Now, telling stories is the top of the list, not just because it begins with the T and it's needed to make the anagram work, but it's the top of the list because it's one of our most important teaching tools. So here are 3 tips to tell the Bible stories better. The first is use your imagination. The creator of VeggieTales, Phil Vischer, says that one of his rules in telling the Bible stories is to keep the sacred, but have fun with everything else. And that is a great rule to follow. And you can see that in his VeggieTale movies like Josh and the Big Wall, where they keep the sacred part about trusting God and that God's way is the best way. And when they tell that point, they use a very beautiful song. And they keep that part very seriously. But all the other details of the story, they just have fun with. They have, slushy being thrown at them. They have French peas mocking. They have the Walminator 2000 making an appearance. And you can do the same things with your stories. Study the passage, learn the Bible story, find out those things that are the most important, the most sacred, that teach the best truths about Jesus. But then have imagination and fun with everything else. Have your characters say things that a modern person would say. Just be creative and have fun. Go ahead and use your imagination with the stories. The second way is to mix up how you tell the stories. There's a lot of different ways that you can tell the story. It doesn't just have to be you talking. You can have the kids acting out with you, either the whole group or just a couple of the kids coming front. You can tell the story as a first-person narrative. You can start in the middle of the story to build the tension and then go to the beginning and go to the end. You can have the kids draw out the story. Anything that you can think of to just mix it up, change up how you tell the story. The variety will make a great impact. And the last thing that you can do to tell great stories, besides being imaginative with the fun details, mixing up how you tell the story, the last thing that you can do is remember how stories work. Stories make an impact and change by us, by igniting empathy in us. That empathy is the part of us getting into the character's shoes and thinking how we would react in the situation, or imagining the character in our lives, in our situations, and wondering how that character would act. That empathy part is what makes stories change us and help us learn lessons through stories. And so one of the best things that you can do is encourage kids to imagine themselves in the character's shoes. Imagine what they would do at that moment. Imagine themselves acting it out. And then when you bring the final truth home, you can encourage them to imagine what the character would do in their situation, what the right thing to do in their lives is. So the 3 ways that you can improve to your storytelling is to be imaginative, mix up how you tell the story, and put yourself and put your kids in the character's shoes. Thank you. Have a good week.